Okay. All right. Hi, YouTube. I am live here and down below on my Instagram channel. And I am starting, hopefully, a daily or every other day yoga practice. So we can support each other during this very unique and kind of scary time. So I don't know if you're like me and a little bit unsure of, every day, every hour, things are changing. And I can feel this underlying current of anxiety in my blood. My breath doesn't feel quite as deep as I like it to be. And it just feels not great. So I like to use my yoga practice as a tool to de stress myself, to bring me back to center and to reground. And this is Gimli, he likes to do that too. So this will be about 20 or 30 minutes long. Hopefully after the live video is done, it will give me an option to save the video so you can watch at your own leisure. I have no idea. All right, so we're gonna start in a seated position. If you have dogs that can sit next to you, that's even better. And then closing your eyes here and finding your breath. And take a moment here just to notice how you feel. Check in. Notice where you're holding tension right now. For some people, it's up high in the shoulders and chest area. Might be a little more towards the heart for you. Come on, Speed. Lay down. Or if you're like me, it's in my belly. I can feel it deep in my gut. Stay there. Since this is live, I have no idea how my dogs are going to react. All right, but sitting here with your eyes closed and once again checking in with your breath. Checking in with that feeling of anxiety or the unknown, whatever you want to call it. Noticing if there's a quality about that feeling. If there's a temperature, is it cold or hot? Is it sharp or numb? Is there a color associated with it? Whatever it is, feel that. Take an inhale through your nose. And an audible exhale out through the mouth. Let's do that 2 more times. Deep inhale. Soften the belly so you can even breathe in there. Exhale. 1 more. Softening your shoulders here. Relax your jaw. Relax your eyes. And set an intention for yourself today. Maybe it's to be more calm. Maybe it's to slow down and to sit with what's going on right now. Instead of reacting, just pausing and noticing. What does that bring up in my body? What does it bring up in my mind? How does my breath respond? And bringing your palms together toward heart center. Setting that intention within your heart. And a slight bow of the head. All right, whenever you're ready, opening your eyes. Welcome. How are you feeling? Feel free to comment below. I can't respond right now, but I would love to interact with this community since I'm probably not going to be going into my yoga studio to teach for the next month. My kids are on social isolation. My husband will be working from home, and I will most likely be joining them as well. I'm sort of doing the Be the Change That You Wish to See. I hope the world follows suit. And if I can't start with me, who am I to say how you should live your life, right? So this is my way of still providing to my community. So I'd like this to be a community, one where we can interact with each other. So please comment below, subscribe. Let's make this organic. Not a one-way I'm talking to you street, but a two-way street. So this flow is going to be more for beginners or even advanced practitioners who just want a gentle, very grounding practice. We're going to bring our hands to our knees. We're going to start with just a very gentle cat-cow position in a seat. So starting with the low back and starting to do a deeper curve. You have that already natural curve in the back here. So deepening that curve as you send the sternum up to the sky, and then finally your chin lifts up as you gaze to the ceiling. Shoulder blades can draw down the back. One more breath. Exhale as you draw your chin into your chest, curving the neck and then the upper back, mid-back, all the way to the lower back until you have a little tuck and the pubic bone is reaching more for the rib cage. Take a full breath here. And then inhale as you unwind, coming back into that cow pose as you gaze up. And maybe move with your breath here as you exhale around the spine. If you're lucky, your hands push into your knees to find a little bit more curve there. Let's do that 3 more times, moving with your breath. Trying to find a little bit more mobility wherever you are. Making your breath a little smoother, a little longer. On your last exhale, rounding the spine, the most you have so far. Really drawing the chin down. And then exhale, finding your way into a straight spine. And now we're going to start barrel rolling the chest here. So we want to take our rib cage and draw it in big, wide circles. I like to imagine that my heart is a paintbrush and the ground is my canvas. And I'm drawing big circles. Maybe they get a little wider. And then reverse direction. And throughout this practice, keeping your awareness on your breath. See if you can keep a slow and steady breath. We don't want to bring it out too short, too heavy. Just soft and supple. All right, coming back to center. Inhale, sweeping your arms up overhead. Exhale, bringing your palms back to heart center. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale as you sweep the air. Exhale, this time, palms push down. Feel the heaviness. 1 more time. Inhale. You're taking all that negativity, that fear, and exhale. Push it down and away. Let's do that 1 more time. Inhale. Pause and feel. And bringing your knees out wide, soles of the feet down to the ground. We're going to come into a reverse tabletop here, bringing our fingertips behind us. And maybe the fingertips can face forward. If they can't, it's okay if they're angled out slightly. It all depends on your wrist mobility and what feels good for you right now. I like to have my fingertips pointing towards my body. And then inhale as you lift the hips, lift the heart, and then finally gaze up to the sky. Now it's easy, and for some of us, we just want to drop that head back all the way, but notice if you do that, what happens to the breath? For this practice, I want us to focus on the breath, so let's keep our neck neutral if you can. 1 more inhale. Exhale as you lower the hips back down, keeping your knees wide, coming into a gentle forward fold, hugging the knees. Okay, let's do that 2 more times. Hands come back behind you. Inhale, lifting here. Maybe you start by gazing down at your knees. Notice, can you lift the hips a little bit higher? So the thighs lift so high, you almost can't even see the knees there. And then once you get there, look up for 3. Soften the throat. 2. 1. Exhale. Gentle. Fold forward. Last one. Hands come back behind you. Maybe you come back into your reverse tabletop. And if you want to work yourself out just a little bit more, this isn't enough. Kick the right foot long, keeping the sole of the foot down on the ground. Try to keep the right hip just as high as the left. And then draw the right foot back in under the sole of the foot. Left leg reaches out long. Notice where you're compromising, where you're dropping. One more breath. Exhale, both feet hip distance apart. And this time we're going to find our way all the way down onto our back. Knees go wide, feet draw together. Reclined butterfly. So if your hips are really tight, feel free to place blocks if you have them, or even blankets or pillows, anything that you have right underneath the outer thighs. And then allow the knees just to fall open. One hand comes to the heart, the other comes to the belly. If you're feeling a little congested from allergies, or maybe you were recently sick, feel free to elevate the head slightly as well. There's no reason to remain flat if you can't breathe. So we're going to practice a square breath here. And breathing here with me. Inhale to the count of 3, 2, 1. Hold. Exhale, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Inhale, top chest. Expand the rib cage. Soften the belly to breathe there. Hold. Exhale, belly. Rib cage. Chest. Hold. And continuing your breath in this fashion, whether you count to 3 or 4 or 5. But really focusing on the hold between the inhale and the exhale. And if you're able to, allow the exhale to take 1 count longer than the inhale. One more round of this square breath. Lovely. Bringing your hands to the outsides of your thighs and then drawing your knees back up to the sky. Knees come into chest, squeezing here and then taking little circles with your low back. Reversing direction. And then coming into happy baby pose. Grabbing on the outer edges of your feet if you can. If that's not a possibility, you can grab anywhere along the lower legs. But what we want to do here is really send the knees down close to the ground and feel this deep external rotation of the hips. Softening the shoulders, softening the jaw. Seeing if you can settle the tailbone a little closer to the ground for your last breath. Beautiful. Releasing the left leg out long as you kick the right leg up to the sky. So if you have a strap, that can be nice to wrap around the foot. I don't have one with me, so I'm just going to place my hands right underneath my hamstring. And notice here if you point the foot versus flex the foot. And not just that floating leg right above you, but the one on the ground too. You can have a dead foot that's not doing anything, no engagement, or you can point or flex to keep that leg nice and strong. And then exhale as you bend your knee into your chest. So this isn't in a happy baby. I'm not opening out to the side. It's more towards the center of my chest, bending the knee. And then inhale, kick the leg back up. One more knee hinge here. Squeeze really tight. Inhale, rise. Exhale, leg lowers down to the ground. Pause and feel between sides. Feels really lovely on my right side. And then inhale, left leg reaches up, grabbing underneath the left hamstring as you settle the back down into the mat. So bring awareness to the back body, the space behind the heart, the lower back where the kidneys reside. Because if your breath has been shallow recently and a little panicky, then your organs can start to hold a little bit of that anxiety. And your kidneys especially sort of suck themselves up. And so we want to soften the breath, soften the diaphragm, and allow all of our organs to rest and digest again. So when we breathe with the tension, when we breathe with the intention to slow the exhale and to breathe into the belly, that allows our nervous system to enter into the parasympathetic, the rest and digest. And then we're going to bend again here. Bend the knee into the chest. Inhale, lengthen. One more exhale. I'm taking my hand on my outer knee here to squeeze in a little bit tighter. Inhale, leg reaches up. I forgot to point my foot on this one, so I'm going to point again, just to get the ankle moving a little bit. And then exhale, giving myself a hug once again, rolling myself forwards and backwards. A little bit of movement, get the blood flowing slightly. If you want to play a little bit, root your feet, stand up tall, inhale, arms rise. As you exhale, come all the way back down. No need to do that if you feel like staying on the ground, though. I'm going to do 2 more. My dogs are staring at me like I'm a fool, so that's fun. Exhale, coming all the way back. Let's do 1 more all together until we all come to a forward fold. Softening the knees here, grabbing onto our elbows and allowing our head to hang heavy. So I like to bend my knees so much so that my belly and my thighs are touching. If that doesn't feel okay for you, then come up a little bit. Straight legs, straight spine, and stay here with your hands on your shins or knees. Noticing they feel very different and just going where it feels safe and open in your body. Wherever you are, take 2 more breaths. Exhale, releasing your hands, elbows, taking your hands behind your back, and then straightening your arms if you can and allowing your hands to fall overhead, down towards the ground. So oftentimes your belly might be in the way here, so feel free to walk your feet out a little bit wider so that belly can fit through the thighs. And then allow the arms to fall down. Soften the neck, soften the jaw, soften the tongue. Beautiful. Exhale, releasing your hands down to the ground, stepping the right foot back, lowering the back knee down to the ground. Inhale as you bring your fingertips to the ground and send the chest forward. So earlier when we were doing that cat-cow pose, when I said to squeeze the shoulder blades back, try that here. And then exhale as you tuck the back foot, lift the knee, forward fold over the front leg. Let's do that 4 more times as you inhale, sending the heart forward. Exhale, forward fold. Maybe the toes lift off the ground. Moving with your breath. If this hurts your fingertips, you can bring your hands to fists. And don't worry about your mobility, your range. Just move in a way that makes you feel safe, grounded, and at ease. On your last one, bringing that leg straight as you forward fold. Stepping the right foot forward to meet the left. Inhale, hands to shins, halfway lift. Exhale, hands come back down. Left leg goes back. drop the knee, send the chest through. Lays down the back. So here, my foot is a little bit closer than I'd like, so I'm going to scoot it out just a little bit so I can bend a little deeper into my knee and drop my hips a little lower. If this feels too deep for you, simply walk your foot in slightly. One inhale. Exhale, tuck the back foot, lift the knee, forward fold. 4 more times. Your breath, not mine. Uh-oh. I don't know what my Instagram just did. Like I said, this is an experiment for me. And we'll see if it works. Last one. Forward fold. Inhale, left leg comes towards the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, coming into chair pose, like a super, super low chair. Lower, 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 all the way down. Boat pose. Navasana. And we'll hold here for 5. If this feels too much, hold on. Give yourself a hug for 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, knees, feet come back down to the ground. And then we're going to take that right leg out to the side, left foot hugging into that right inner thigh. Inhale, sending your arms up. Exhale as you lean over to the right. So for this particular fold, instead of folding over the leg, I'm actually trying to keep my rib cage twisting up. So sometimes I'll say turn the rib cage down. This one we're working on twisting open. So the left rib cage is pushing up, 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 and it's like I'm scooping the right rib cage underneath and lifting it up to the sky. Left arm reaches up overhead, palms facing down. Hopefully you can feel this all the way down the lateral side of the left body. And keep twisting, lifting the heart. One more breath. Exhale. Left hand comes down about a foot behind you. Inhale as you push the right sole of the foot down, pushing the hips forward. Exhale. Lower all the way over that straight leg. And let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, lift. Exhale. If you're wondering about this dresser behind me, we bought the girls a smaller dresser for the room, and we have to wait for this one to be picked up. So it's not a permanent decoration. All right, switching sides. Let's pause and feel in between sides. Okay, left leg reaches out to the side. Inhale. Exhale over to the left. And once again, instead of collapsing along the left side, along the left chain, open and lift. And we're trying to create a little more distance between that right hip bone and the armpit of the right arm. Mm-hmm. One more breath here. Exhale, right hand moves behind you about a foot or a foot and a half diagonal. Inhales, you send the left foot down, hips draw forward, soften the heart. Exhale, going all the way over, bowing. Let's do that again. Inhale. Exhale. Bringing the feet together, knees go wide. Baddha Konasana, butterfly pose. Inhale. Exhale, hinging from the hips. Inhale, straight spine, lifting the chest. Exhale, and whenever you're ready, come down into your forward fold. Maybe you're here with your head and neck releasing. If you're like me and you've been practicing yoga for a long time, 15 years or so, and you have naturally open hips, I didn't have to work on open hips. I think I was born a frog. Then come down to the ground. Notice your breath here. How is the quality? Is it still soft and smooth? Inhale coming up. Kicking your legs out long. Shake, shake, shake. So we're going to come into a little Shavasana. Laying down on your back. And so my Shavasana, I like to relax the body as much as I can. So the legs might do a little wiggle until the feet and the toes fall away from each other. And you can see here, I'm taking up a little more space than my mat because I can. Palms face up. And then I move the left shoulder blade in slightly, and then the right as I puff the chest up and then melt back down into the ground. Let's do a few inhales through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. And do as many of those as you need to start to close your practice. Letting go of all that stuff. If you're still feeling it, give yourself a little shake. Shaking the wrists, shaking the fingers and the arms before settling yourself back down. And let's listen to our breath together here. Seeing if you can keep your awareness on the inhale, the space between the inhale and exhale, the exhale, and the space between the exhale and the inhale. Notice if your mind has begun to take over with worry and concern. Come back to the breath. Come back to the sensations beneath you. Feeling the back body as it inhales and exhales. How the space behind the heart and under the kidneys might feel a little different depending on that part of your breath. Don't let your mind control you. You can always come back to your breath and to the silence between the breath. And you can stay here a little bit longer if you'd like, pausing the video. Otherwise, inhale as you reach your arms up overhead, taking a deep stretch from your fingertips to your toe tips. And then exhale as you roll over to one side. Pushing yourself up to a comfortable seat. And bringing your hands back to heart center. And closing our practice together. Setting your attention once again out into the universe. I wish you all health. I wish you all happiness. I wish you all compassion for yourself and for those in your life who are suffering or who have yet to suffer. Bringing your palms toward your forehead, be light and shine. Palms come back to your heart, be light and love. Namaste. And thank you all so much for joining me during my very first live video. I hope it helps you recenter, reground, and let go. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Bye. How do I end this thing? I don't know how to end it, so I'm going to figure it out. But hello to everybody who joined me and wave. There's so many of you. I love you all.